Yeah. I mean, I think that's the case back in 2013. But by now, if anything, it's just like a psychological thing of people say like, oh yeah, well, whenever this happens, right? Rather than like the amount of supply getting cut in half actually having like a material effect on the supply demand dynamics in the market. With that being said, though, I don't think that means that as soon as the halving happens, people say like, oh well, every time there's a halving, price goes up. If you think that's the case, then it just gets front ran, right? Like the type of investors we have now in the market are really smart. So they're just going to say, oh well, if this happens every time that there's a halving, then we'll just front run that. So I don't really, I'm not like paying too much attention to the halving moving forward. I just think we're kind of I'm not saying like, oh, this time is different per se. I just think like we have a different type of market participant, and so the market structure is going to change, and it won't just be a repetitive 4-year cycle. I just think kind of that's like intellectually lazy, and I think like that's just it'd be very nice for crypto natives because then they could just buy in the bear and then just sell off in the bull and then just chill until the next bull market. I just don't think that's really gonna how that's gonna be how it goes. I think also like talking to some people who are obviously I'm a kid, so like I don't talk to like a bunch of institutions, but talking to people who do, like I don't think you're going to see like capital, coming into the space slow down. And also, it takes time. So like over the last year or so, if you had, different institutions that are looking to allocate, it takes them, sometimes like a year plus or 2 years plus to, be able to get to the point of making the decision that they want to start allocating to being able to actually allocate, especially for some of these like public companies. They're like big, like bureaucratic, institutions. So I just think like over time you're going to see the market structure change. And my base case for what that will look like is just that we have these rounded tops and bottoms, and then the invalidation for that is if we do see some kind of like parabolic blow off top.